Good evening. Today is Tuesday, July 22nd, and the time is 6:31 p.m., and I would like to call to order this regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. May I have a roll call, please?
Copeland.
Here.
Webb.
Here.
Stiegel. Onken.
Here.
Caliphate.
Here.
Hauk.
Here.
Serrato.
Okay, we've got a quorum. All right, approval of minutes. Consider approval of the Planning and Zoning July 9th, 2025 special meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes from Commissioner Caliphate and a second from Commissioner Webb. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Perfect, minutes are approved. Citizen comment period. The Planning and Zoning Commission welcomes comments from citizens early in the agenda of regular meetings. Speakers are provided with an opportunity to speak during this time period on any agenda item or any other matter concerning city business, and they must observe the 3-minute time limit. So at this time, I will open citizen comments, and at this time, I will close citizen comments. Okay, next we're moving into consider impossible action. We are considering the approval of a conditional use permit and a site development plan for Buffalo Wild Wings. The conditional use permit includes building elevations. This Buffalo Wild Wings is Phase 1 in accordance with Section 53-892 Districts and Boundaries, subsections A5, the FM 1626 Conditional Use Overlay District for property located at 1080 Kohler's Crossing. And the site plan is for the Buffalo Wild Wings in a future commercial building located at the same address in the Plum Creek Mixed Use District, so PCMXD zoning district. So we're looking at CUP-25-0132 and then SD-25-0254. Ms. Sharp.
All right, good evening, Kayla Sharp, Senior Planner. As Commissioner Onken stated, we're going to bring up both of these items together. We'll take separate votes on them at the end, but they're related, so we'll present them all together. So we have a CUP and a site plan. So this is for a proposed Buffalo Wild Wings and a commercial shell building located at the corner of 1626 and Kohler's Crossing, right across from the city's Heroes Memorial Park. There will be a future CUP agenda item for the commercial shell building. That'll be Phase 2, but they're doing the overall site plan now. So the site is zoned Plum Creek MXD and is also located in the FM 1626 overlay. So as y'all are familiar with, the FM 1626 overlay does not have specific building material or site development requirements. The Plum Creek Architectural Review Committee has building design, material, and landscaping requirements that are applicable to this site, so they have a higher standard even than the city within this zoning. And then the site has been reviewed for compliance with the zoning, and the ARC has supplied an approval letter for building materials and landscaping. So for the building materials, we have brick, fiber cement panels and siding, and some galvanized metal, and then the overall site plan meets the requirements of the Plum Creek PUD and the MXD zoning. The landscaping plan meets the requirements of the PUD. And just to kind of call out, there's a lot of trees on this site. They're proposing about 52 trees. They also have a compliant photometric plan. So here are the building elevations. The top is the side that will face FM 1626. So that will be their primary entrance into the site. And then the bottom is what will face the a portion of the parking lot and Duran Drive. It'll make a little bit more sense when you see the site plan here in a minute. Then for this one, the top is what will be facing the private driveway. You'll also kind of see it if you're traveling east on Kohler's Crossing. That would kind of be the side that you would see as you approach the building from the east. And then we have the side facing Kohler's Crossing on the bottom. So here is the site plan. There's one that's a little bit more legible coming up, I promise. This one has a lot of the dimensions and landscaping and things like that, so it can be a little bit difficult to read. But the top is Kohler's Crossing, and then plan right would be 1626. So then this one kind of shows the phasing. So some of the parking and then the shell building will be constructed with that phase 2, but they're going ahead and approving that site plan now. And then the landscape plan. So staff analysis, the site is compliant with the Plum Creek MXD requirements and the proposed uses are compliant with the zoning. Obviously for the shell building, we would be checking the specific uses later on, but for the Buffalo Wild Wings specifically, that is compliant. And the plans are compliant with the FM 1626 overlay, and the Plum Creek Architectural Review Committee, again, has provided their letter of approval for these plans as well. So here's where we'll kind of split. We'll go ahead and take action on the CUP. So for the CUP, your options are approve as presented, approve with modifications, or deny. And staff's recommendation is option 1, approve as presented, as the proposed CUP is compliant with the MXD and all other applicable city codes and ordinances. Any questions on that one? We also, before I forget, we do have a representative on virtually if you have any questions for them as well.
Thank you. Are there any questions for staff?
I make a motion to approve as presented.
Well, hang on.
I'm sorry,
I have
unless there are
some
any
questions.
other questions. Oh, sorry.
I try to let y'all speak first before I ask questions. So the first thing I want to say is I have got a quick clarification question. The attachment that was provided for the site plan, I literally just noticed this, so I'm sorry that I could have asked this earlier to clarify it, but I noticed that the landscaping on the site plan and the landscaping on the landscape plan, they don't quite match up, particularly the trees along Kohler's Crossing. So on the landscape plan, the drawing, the page is marked as L1. It shows 3 cedar elms adjacent to the building alongside Kohler's. And then on the site plan, there's like 2 extra trees located like cedar elm, different tree, cedar elm, different tree, cedar elm. And that's on the site plan. So which one are we getting? Would it be the one on the landscape plan or on the site plan?
Typically, when staff is doing like a final site inspection, when it comes to landscaping, I personally am looking at the landscape plan.
Okay.
We do have Madison online. I don't know if Madison, if you're able to clarify that.
It must have just been a miss on the engineer's part, so we can go with the landscaping.
Hang on. We're
Hang
getting
on
the
1
audio
second, Madison.
fixed.
Oh, no.
Technical difficulties.
The landscape plan is going to be what's permitted to build off of.
Okay.
So we would get the landscape plan if it's not clarified beforehand,
Okay.
but we'll let her answer.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure, since when we approve this packet of stuff, I don't know which one takes precedence, or if they are covering different things. The site plan covers only building footprint.
Okay, I think we got the speaker working if you want to try again, Madison.
Can y'all hear me? Is that working?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Trying to see if.
I'm not sure
I
we
don't know
want to
if it's on.
turn it up to 73, because when that starts going, we might, yeah, be in trouble.
Madison, can you try speaking again? We're still working on our end.
Madison, can you try one more time? Oh, kind of.
Progress.
Think we can work with that.
I think we could probably
Yeah.
tell her to go and see.
Can you try one more time?
It really wouldn't be a Zoom call if we didn't have some kind of, I mean,
Modern solutions require modern problems.
Madison, if you can't get the sound done, is there a way you can maybe answer questions via chat and we can at least see?
that's a modern solution right there. That's out of the box thinking.
Okay, well, while we're trying to get Madison, I'll just confirm with staff that the number of trees on the landscape plan are what have been counted to make sure they meet the minimum required, everything, not the site plan.
Yes, I took my count directly from this diagram that you're seeing here, so.
Okay.
That's what I would be going off of. I can, work with Madison and the applicant to verify that.
I trust Alice, okay. I did have one other question that probably would be easier for the
Yeah.
applicant, yeah.
Okay, they did confirm that they'll follow this landscaping plan as well.
Okay. So I asked my question here, and then she'll respond in the chat, or how's this gonna work? Okay.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. This is definitely modern solution.
This is a first, yeah, no, I'm glad we figured something out. So my question relates to the building elevation for the side-facing Kohler's Crossing. So ordinarily, let me just preface by saying that ordinarily I would have no comment on this building. I think it looks fine. I'm not worried about it. My only qualm here is the location adjacent to Heroes Memorial Park. So I would like to understand a bit more about the signage on the side facing Kohler's Crossing. There's a large black rectangular wall offset with the Buffalo Wild Wings symbol and sign. Can we learn anything about what that might be? Is it painted? Is it backlit? Is it, like, what is the sign going to look like? And I know that's voted on separately, but I just want to understand.
Yeah, and just to, while Madison's maybe typing back in the chat, just to kind of provide y'all some additional context, signs on CUPs are generally kind of shown as an example. It may not be exactly what's permitted. Sign permits are permitted separately. That's at a staff level. So from my perspective, assuming this meets, our size limitations and lighting requirements and things like that, just from what I'm seeing here, it wouldn't be something that staff would be able to deny.
Okay.
So, and that's typically not something that would be, approved or modified at a CUP level, but just so y'all have a better understanding. Absolutely fair to ask that question.
And Madam Chair, a follow-up question on that, if you don't mind. Knowing that this goes to the Plum Creek Architectural Review Committee, is that under their purview as well, or just the site plans?
So typically, from what I've seen, and I can absolutely get some clarification on this if needed, there is some element of approval for signs from the Architectural Review Committee, but most of the time it falls back to the code, which is a staff level approval.
Okay.
But I think generally because they're looking at these building elevations and things like that, I do think they kind of require the signs to be shown on the building so that they know, kind of more or less what they're approving.
Okay. Thank you.
So just to relay what Madison did type in, she said the black wall is a metal wall panel. And then she said, and just confirming what Kayla was saying about the steps for the appropriate signage. And then she also followed up, if there's suggestions on the signage, I can make a note and take it to the design team.
Okay. Yeah, I was wanting to understand if it was going to be backlit because of that proximity to Heroes Memorial Park, which is there's a spirit to that park that the city was trying to create. And I went and walked through there last night in the dark, looking around. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's reflective, and it's such an important place in our community for veterans, for families who have lost people, to have that space to go to and to reflect, you know, to look into that water in the lake and to ponder and to mourn. And I'm worried that the lighting on that sign, what if it reflects off the water and you're having a moment and, do you, I hope, Madison, you can understand what I'm trying to say here. I think it would be very important and appreciated if the design staff could find a way to make sure that that signage was respectful for the adjacent use at the Heroes Memorial Park. And that's,
Well,
I don't know.
I mean,
how
that's a
you do
good question
that.
I have. Madison, do you know if that's lit? Because it looks like it's a cutout. It's not an actual sign on top of, it's more of like a cutout of the Buffalo Wild Wings emblem. Do you know if it's a cutout like that, or if it is truly a box that's going to be internally lit or backlit for that? She said she doesn't know the specific signage, and she's going to confirm what the signage is. And she said your comments make sense.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't have any other questions. Does anyone else have a question for staff or the applicant? Okay. Would someone like to make a motion?
Absolutely. I move to approve as presented.
Okay,
A second.
okay. So can we vote on these together? I guess that should be another question. Is your motion to approve
They'll be separate
No, it was
votes.
only for item 2.
only for item 2?
For
Okay,
the building elevation first, and then I think the CUP is second.
okay, thank you.
The CUP is first, and then the site plan is second.
CUP, okay. So we have a motion from Commissioner Webb to approve the conditional use permit and a second from Commissioner Califoot. Any discussion on that motion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, that motion passes. Now we need one for site development plan.
All right, so your options for the site plan are approve as presented or deny. Staff is recommending option 1, as the proposed site plan is compliant with the PCMXD and other applicable city codes.
Okay. Would anyone like to bring a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve as presented as well.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Webb to approve the site development plan and a second from Commissioner Hauk. Is there any discussion on this motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, that passes. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And with that, we have reached the end of our business items on the agenda, so there's nothing further that can be discussed, and we are adjourned at 6:49.